Hello student, today we are going to start Geography class 8, chapter 2, Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife Sanctuary. This is the first part of this chapter. Like this is the first video of this chapter in which you have learned about what kind of certain things which we have to learn in this chapter, that is land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. Now you are thinking that these topics are very much easy. You have already studied in the primary section, or you can say in the previous classes you have already learned all these things. So why there is a need to learn in the 8th standard? Now we are grown up, we don't need to read this. You are thinking like that only, but no. Now in the you just came in the 8th standard. Now you have to learn about the land in detail, you have to learn about soil in detail, you have to learn about water in detail, you have to learn about natural vegetation in detail and you have to learn about wildlife resources. Everything is detailed, because in the say first to fifth standard or in sixth and seventh standard, you have just read in like in the particular in one word, one line or in the paragraph. But in this section or in this class you will learn each and everything in detail. So what is the use of land, what is the use of water, what is the use of soil, what is the use of natural vegetation and what is the use of wildlife resources. Before going to start this chapter, in the previous chapter, in chapter 1 we learn about the resources, like how the resources is important for us, like what is the utility, what are the values and how many types of resources we have, that we have all learned. Now in this section we learn what is the use of the land, what is the land. Now from the first page of this chapter, it starts with a two story that one girl used to live in Africa, where she didn't find any kind of very good agriculture, or you can say the agriculture products, in which she can get only limited amount of food, or you can say the crops, because the Africa region is how it the region is very much hot. It's not that very much, you can say, where you find flora and fauna in the sense. What I try to say is that, the Africa is a region where it is very much hot. It's not that very much cool, because the temperature is very much high. So the people of Africa can't do the different types of crops over there, because the topography, the soil texture are completely different. There is one another story. We start with the New Zealand, where the boy finds each and everything, like he's have the fertile land, he has having the all the kind of resources, just like water they have the different kinds of seed, they have the different kinds of crops, they have the different kind of vegetables, they have the different kinds of crop which they can grow and which they can eat. Now it starts with the next one, that is the land. What do you mean by the land? You all have the idea that on this planet there are the 70 percentage of water and 30% of the land, on which all the population of this planet live on this 30 percentage of the land, and it is undistributed, it is not equal. Like if you say that in India there is a limited amount of population, in China there is a limited amount of population, or you can say that in each and every country there are the equal distribution of the population, but it is not like that. There is an uneven distribution of population on each and every country. मैं यहाँ ये बताना चाह रही हूँ कि हम हमारे अर्थ पे जो 30% लैंड है, उसमें सारे ये जो पॉपुलेशन है वो कैसा है, अनइवन डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड, मतलब सब जगह इक्वल नहीं है, वो सब जगह क्या है, unequal है. So just think about it, like on the 30% of the land, we all the human beings, we all the population live over there, on which we used to grow the different kinds of agriculture, the crops and the food items we growing up, and after that all the things we used to eat, and when all the things we used to consume it, then after we come to know that how we are using the land, like for the food purpose, you can say, if you talk about the water, for the drinking purpose we are using. So there are the numbers of ways which we are using for our own beneficial purpose. So everywhere you don't find the same kind of land, same kind of soil, same kind of topography, or same kind of you can say the agriculture, where you can find the different, or you can say the varieties of food. So and each and every area or each and every place you can find the different kinds of food and different kinds of the section. So in this, we were going to learn in detail, like I used to explain in the first page of this chapter. Now we come towards the second page of this chapter, the use of the land use. So here you can see this one, the figure that it is of Salzburg in Austria. That is, notice in how many ways the land has been used in the above picture. Like in this one, you can see the human settlement, you can see the agriculture field, you can see the greenery area, and you can see the river over there, how they use the land in the different forms of it. Like that, it doesn't mean that if the particular, I'm giving you the example in this, that doesn't mean that I have the deserted land, so I can't do the agriculture. If I try to give like more and more water after like harvesting, rain harvesting water, if I use it and if I make that barren land into the fertile land, then I can do the agriculture on that. So there are the different ways in which that I have the skill, I have the physical strength to change or to mold that particular thing to in a different way that we can use it. From the land we can use numerous of things. Now we are going in detail. The land is used for the different purpose, such as we are using the land for agriculture, we are using the land for forestry, we are using the land for mining. Mining in the sense from the mine we take out the coal. We are using the land for building house, for roads, for setting up of the industries. This is the commonly term as land use, which you have already learned in the primary section classes, and you have learned in the 6th and 7th. Now, the use of land is determined by the physical factors such as topography. Topography means the upper part of the land, then the soil, then the climate, then the minerals, and the availability of the water. Human factors such as population and the technology are also the important determinants of the land use of pattern, which I already explained. With the human efforts, with the human skill, with the human physical strength, they can do many kinds of work which they help them. You can do the different kinds of work. You can see this table. The land is used is selected in the countries. If we talk about the Australia, the cropland was 6. Pasture, what the pasture is, like the grassy land where you can take the animals just like the cow, or you can say the buffalo for grazing, for eating the grass, that is called the pasture, that is 56%. Then the forest is 14 and other uses 24. This is a percentage wise. If we talk about the Brazil, 9 in cropland, if the pasture is 20, forest is 66 and other uses 5. Canada is 5, 4, 39 and 52. At most they are using in the other use. If we talk about the China, at most they are using pasture, that is 34 percentage, 10 in cropland, 14 in forest, and the 42 in other use. If we talk about the France, 35, 21, 27 and 17. If we talk about the India, the utmost we are using the cropland, that is 57 percentage, 4 in pasture, forest is 22 and other uses 70. If we talk about the Japan, that is 12 to 67 and 90. If we talk about the Russia, 8, 5, 44 or 44, where you can see the in the Russia they're using utmost of the land in the forest. If we talk about the UK, 29, 46, 10 and 16. If we talk about the US, that is 21, 26, 32 and 21. At most the land they are using that is in the forest. Now the world, if we talk about the world percentage, 11 percentage in the cropland, pasture, that is 26 percentage. The forest they are using 31 percentage. If we talk about the other use, they are using the 32 percentage. So this is the table which we can see which country is using how much of land in the cropland, in the pasture, in the forest, and in the other use. If we talk about the world, that it is 11 percentage, 26 percentage, 31 percentage, and the 32 percentage. Now come we go in more detail. Land can also be classified on the basis of ownership, that is private land and the community land. Now you are thinking that what the private land is. The private land are which land which is owned by ourselves, like we are the you can say the owner of that particular land. Just like if the particular I'm giving the example like A land and the B land. If the I am the owner of the A land, that this particular land is belong to me, and the particular B land is belong to someone else, so the his land is belong to them. That doesn't mean that okay, if I am the owner of A land, so the B is also belong to me. No, because it is not registered on my name. So A land is belong to me only, not the B one. If the B land is registered on the B name, so his land is what? Only B only. He can't own or he can't take away my land. So this is what we call the private land. Private land. If we talk about the community land, in community land, there are the ownership of the different people. You can talk about the society. You can talk about the NGOs. You can talk about the different peoples, like how they used to do this kind of work, like what they are using it, what why they are not using it. So these are the certain things which we can say that like the we are using the land at the in the different ways. So we can go by line. What is the use of the land? Like private land is owned by the individual, like the alone person. Just like right now, I give you the example of myself. Like the A land is belong to me, whereas the community land is owned by the community of the common use, like collection of fodder in the sense or dry grass, fruits, nuts, or medical herbs. These commonly lands are also called the common property resources. People and their demands are ever growing, but the availability of land are limited. The quality of land also differ from place to place. That's we already explained this thing. The quality of land is differ from place to place. Just like if you go in Rajasthan, most of the land doesn't mean everywhere you find the desert. Somewhere you find the plateaus. Somewhere you find the desert. Somewhere you find the forest. Nowadays you somewhere you find the most of the agriculture. If we talk about the Gujarat, that doesn't mean you everywhere you find the black soil. You will find the different color of the soil, different texture of the soil. Somewhere you can do the cotton agriculture, somewhere you do the agriculture of you can say the sugar cane, somewhere you can grow the mango plants. There are the different things you can do on the different lands. That doesn't mean you are doing only at the particular place you are growing like you can growing the mango, somewhere you are growing the guava. That doesn't mean you can only grow the one crop. You can grow the different types of the crops. People started encroaching the common lands to build up the commercial areas. Yes, on the common land, or you can say the community land, they are using the housing complex in the urban areas to expand the agriculture in the rural areas. What the in the urban, what they do is they used to make the apartment. In the apartment, there are the number of the people used to live. Why they used to do that? Because they find the land for the agriculture. Because like on the 30% of land there are the number of the people who used to live. For that we need a food, we need a fodder for the animals. For that they used to start making the apartments, they used to start making the buildings, by which we come to know that like we need a some you can say a empty land on which we can grow our crops, we can do our agriculture, we can plant the number of trees by which we get the food to eat. So to expand the agricultural land in the rural areas, today the vast changes in the land use pattern also reflect the culture changes in the society. Land degradation, landslide. Land degradation means to land का टूटना. लैंडस्लाइड मीन्स लैंडस्लाइड जब कोई होता है कि मान लो कि ये पर्टिकुलर लैंड है और नीचे की उसकी जब लैंड खिसक जाती है तो उसको लैंडस्लाइड कहा जाता है. सॉइल इरोजन, जो जरूरत से ज़्यादा पानी भर जाता है या फिर हवा के थ्रू जब मिट्टी उड़ के चली जाती है या फिर फ्लड आता है तो उससे जो मिट्टी बह जाती है इसको हम कहते हैं सॉइल इरोजन, विच यू हैव रेड इन दी ईवीएस एंड दी ज्योग्राफी एंड इन द साइंस. डेजर्टिफिकेशन उसको कहा जाता है कि हम फॉरेस्ट को तेजी से काटते जा रहे हैं. वी आर कटिंग द फॉरेस्ट इन अ very speedy way that there is a desertification. जो जो desert बनता जा रहा है, there is a major threats to the environment because the expansion of agriculture and the construction activities. We are doing that much of deforestation. We are cutting the forest in the rapidly way. Why we are making this? Because for the agriculture as well as for the construction site, or we want a empty land for the construction, for making the roads, for making the buildings, for making the apartments, etc. We are making the numerous of the things in which we come to know that we want the empty land too for the construction. Because why we are doing this? Because if the population increase, we need a space to live, we need you can say agriculture for food. We can like food we want, like we need different kind of resources to live our life. We need a water, we need different kinds of resources in a very huge amount. For that we are cutting the forest very fast. So these are the particular examples for this. You can see this picture downside, like this is the village where there is a herd, there is agriculture. The second picture you can see like there is a house, but there is a agricultural land. If you see the third picture, there is this is of urban areas where everywhere you find the house, the roads, the cars, and somewhere you find the parks. But in this, like the fourth picture, the changes land was used over a time because now you construct the big buildings. Now you have constructed the roads on which you are riding the vehicles, or you can say the automobiles. Now you don't left any of the land for the agriculture. If the population is increased, we are using land at most. So this is the common property resource which we have discussed. Now the conservation of land resources. What is the conservation of land resources? Growing population, their ever growing demand has led to a large scale destruction of forest cover and arable land, has created a fear of losing their natural resource because if the people are increasing or the population is increasing, the growing demand is increasing, which I'm explaining again and again. If the population increase, the food demand is increased, the large scale destruction and the forest cover, the arable land has created the fear to losing the natural resource. I used to explain you in the earlier chapter also, in the previous chapter also, in this chapter also, if the population increase, the demand of food growing is increased, and one day it will come when all the natural resource going to be exhausted. For that, we have to conserve it and we have to decrease our population. We don't have to be overpopulated. So, therefore, the present rate of degradation land must be checked. Afforestation, we have to plant numerous of the trees and land reclamation, regulate use of chemical pesticides. Yes, we do not have to use that much of chemicals in the agriculture because if you are using more and more pesticide or the chemicals in the agriculture by which it used to not give the nutritional food that much, by that the land used to become dead. यानी कि क्या होता है एग्रीकल्चर में ज़्यादा पैदावार करने के लिए लोग बहुत सारे पेस्टिसाइड और बहुत ज़्यादा केमिकल डाल देते हैं जिससे उनका एग्रीकल्चर बहुत अच्छा हो और उसमें से वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा पैदावार कर सके। बट अगर हम ज़्यादा पेस्टिसाइड डालेंगे, ज़्यादा केमिकल्स डालें तो उससे क्या होता है लैंड डेड हो जाती है और वो फिर इतना ज़्यादा उर्वरक नहीं दे पाता जो उसको देना चाहिए। तो हमें लैंड का यूज़ इतना करना है कि हमारा नेचुरल रिसोर्स उससे ख़त्म ना हो जाए। एंड देन द मोर एग्जांपल्स आर the overgrazing are the some of the common method used to conserve the land resources। यानी जो overgraze किया जाता है तो ये सब कुछ common method है जो land resources को क्या किया जाता है कंजर्व। अब बात आती है लैंडस्लाइड। लैंडस्लाइड के लिए इसमें दो एग्जाम्पल्स दिए गए हैं। वी वर गोइंग टूवर्ड्स इन दिस व्हाट द लैंडस्लाइड इज। लैंडस्लाइड इज सिंपली डिफाइंड एज द मास मूवमेंट व्हिच आई एक्सप्लेन यू राइट नाउ। द गिविंग द एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस लाइक दिस इज कंसीडर दिस my hand as a land and this is the downside of the land. If this land particularly like discarded like this, so this is called a landslide. Like if they used to like this and this land used to come downside, this is called the landslide. In the if you heard in the news about the landslide in the most of the time in the mountain areas. So this landslide is simply defined as the mass movement of rock, debris, earth down a slope. They often take the place in the conjunction with the earthquake, floods and the volcano. It used to happen in the earthquake also, in the flood also as well as in the volcanoes. A prolonged spell of rainfall can cause heavy landslide, then can block the flow of the river for quite some time. The formation of river blocks can cause havoc to the settlement downstream on its bursting. Sometimes happen that the river or you can say the bursting of the like some kind of bursting sound used to come out from the land that the particular land is like discrete from that and the particular land come downside. Then in the hilly terrain landslide which I already explained have been the major widely spread natural disaster that often strike life and the property and occupy a position of major concern. Now there is a case study, a massive landslide hit Pangai village in Rekong in Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh and damaged a 200-meter stretch of the old Hindustan-Tibet road, the National Highway 22. The landslide was triggered by the instant blasting at the Pangai village. This is the place in the Himachal Pradesh, that is the Pangai village, where in the 200-meter strength, the bursting sound used to come out due to the blast in this weak zone of the slope tolerance and cause intense damage. Means by this collapsing of the slope, it used to did what they did the intensive यानी बहुत बुरा डैमेज हुआ टू द रोड एंड द नियर बाय द विलेज यानी आप ये सोचिए ये पर्टिकुलर एंड है और 200 मीटर तक वो एक स्लोप नीचे से खिसक गया इतना ज़्यादा डैमेज हुआ कि काफ़ी सारे लोगों को परेशान है द पांगी विलेज वॉज completely wicked to avoid any possible loss of life यानी इस विलेज में कोई भी इंसान नहीं बचा सारे इंसान उस लैंड साइड के अंदर दब के मर गए आप सोचो कि आप मान लो जैसा पर्टिकुलर आप अपने घर में रह रहे हो और नीचे से जमीन खिसक जाओ और हमारा पूरा घर उसके अंदर चला जाए तो क्या हम उसमें बच पाएंगे यस कुछ लोग बच भी जाते हैं ऐसा नहीं कि सब मर जाते हैं पर इस स्टोरी के अकॉर्डिंग पनगई में सारे लोग मर गए थे कोई भी इंसान इसमें नहीं बचा था So the next topic is come about the mitigation of mechanism. Advancement in the scientific technique have empowered us to understand what the factor cause landslide and how to manage them. Some broad mitigation techniques of the landslide are as follows. Hazard mapping to locate the area prone to landslide and such area can be avoided for building the settlements means now these are the initiative which is taken by the government or you can say by the collectors or the people who are making the roads or they are having the idea about their surroundings that this particular land is good for making the buildings for making the apartment by that they come to know like this particular land is very much good for making the apartment for the building or for building of the house so you can construct it over there if it is not good then it is the like duty of the government or it is the duty of the local government they can set that you can't buy the land over there because like after in some times maybe in the few times because of the flood because of the earthquake or you can say because of the landslide it is the prone area where you can't build any kind of buildings so like the prone area means the dangerous area where you can't make the buildings the apartments you can't make any houses over there because every now and then we don't know when it used to come the earthquake we don't know when it used to the cloud bursting when we don't know when it is going to happen the landslide so in the prone areas we do not have to construct anything so it is the duty of the government that they used to alarming you they used to give you warning that you can't construct the any of the housing or the human settlement over this land. This is the one of the part of mitigation. The second one is construction of retention wall to stop the land from slipping. Yes, this is also important. Like if in the hilly areas or if you're going for the traveling, now the government what they used to make the wall when if any of the landslide would happen so that particular land mass or you can say the land mass you don't used to come over or the land eroded rock don't used to come over the road by which it doesn't block the highways if we talk about the increase in the vegetation covers to arrest the landslide like we can increase the vegetation covers to arrest the landslide that surface drainage control work to control the movement of landslide along with the rainwater and spring flows and the surface drainage control works to control the movement of landslide along with the rainwater and the spring flows. Now we come towards the last topic of this chapter that is the soil in which we are going to discuss all this thing in detail that the soil the thin layer of greenish substance covering the surface of the earth is called the soil which you have learned many a times in the primary section as well as in the science. It's closely linked with the land. Landforms determine the type of soil. Soil is made up of the organic matter, mineral, weathered rock found on the earth. This happens through the process of weathering. The right mix the mineral and organic. You can see this soil profile by which you can come to know this is the parent rock, weathering rock material, subsoil with the sand, silt and the clay, and the topsoil with the humus and the vegetation. So how cute this picture is where you find where is the parent rock, weathering rock and material, subsoil with the sand, silt and the clay, and the topsoil with the humus and the vegetation. So this is the profile of the soil where you come to know where it starts from or where it used to come from. Now what do you mean by weathering? Weathering is the breaking up or the decaying of the exposed rocks. Means जो rock होता है उनका टूटना जो होता है by the temperature changes, by the frost. Frost means the deposit of ice, action plants, एनिमल्स एंड द ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज। सो वेदरिंग का मतलब ये होता है कि रॉक का टूटना, टेम्परेचर का चेंज होना या फिर स्नो का होना हमारे एक्शन के थ्रू, प्लांट्स और ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज के थ्रू क्या होता है, वेदरिंग होती है। नाउ द फैक्टर्स ऑफ द सॉइल और द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द सॉइल which you can learn from this table. The factors affecting the soil formation start from the parent rock, determine that is the determines the color, like the soil is having the different color, texture, chemical properties, minerals content, permeability. If we talk about the climate, the temperatures are different of every area. If we talk about the rainfall influence, if we talk about the northeastern part of the country where the, if we take the example of Meghalaya, there is the very heavy rain. If we talk about the Gujarat, there is not that much of the rainfall. If we talk about the rates of weathering and the humans, that is also different. Relief, altitude and the slope determine the acclimation of soil. If we talk about the flora, fauna, microorganism affect the rate of humus and the formation times, determine the thickness of the soil profile. These are the things which used to change every now and then. So the major factor of the soil formation are the nature of the parent rock, climate factor. Other factors are the topography, role of the organic material, time taken for the composition of the soil formation. All this differs from place to place, where each and every place you will find the different soil color, their texture, their topography, their climate, their temperature, their what kind of crops you can grow, what kind of crops you can't grow. So this kind of things we were going to learn in this. So in the next video we are going to discuss further what the this chapters deals with. So in the today's lecture what we have discussed so far, so first we learn about the what is the use of resources. Then in detail we learn about the land, what is the use of land, how the different uses of land we are using. Then we discuss about the land use. Then we discuss about the common property resources, that some people are using the common thing. Then we discuss about the conservation of land resources. Then we talk about this soil. In that soil we discuss about the formation soil, that is parent rock, climate, relief, time, flora, fauna and the microorganism, in which we can come to know that the we have used, like we are all, take the example of the population. We are in very much very big in number, and on the 30% of the land we are living, and for that when the population increase, the demanding of any of the things, like you can take the food. First and foremost I am taking the food. Why? Because if the population increase, there is a need of a water, there is a need of the food, like for all the minerals we want. So for that the land is using day by day. Earlier the people used to live in a, you can say, the forest, and the time passes, they started growing agriculture. For that what they did, they used to start cutting the trees, or you can say the deforestation they started. As the time passes, then they make the more houses, and they do it the shortages of the, you can say, the growing of the agriculture. Then as the time passes, they start constructing more buildings, more apartment, more house, by which they make the land shorter and shorter. If we go further, and then they make the big buildings, they make the more apartments, they made the big bungalows, they make the big houses, from which they can't get that much of space that they can do the agriculture. Now the agriculture is only left in the rural areas. If you go in the urban areas, everywhere you find the big buildings, you will find the roads, you will find the automobiles, where there is lots of population, no, lots of, you can say, the pollution, and number of people are there, and it's so much crowded that we are using the land, the overgrazing, we are not using the limited amount of the land. So we have to use the land like that. We can no, we do not have to exhaust any of the minerals. We have to use the nature in a natural form. We do not have to use more and more pesticide, or you can say the chemical, for which the land becomes completely barren. We do not have to make the land as a dead land. We have to make the land is a very useful. If it is not that much useful for us, so it is become harmful to us. If we use more and more pesticides, if we use more and more chemicals, if we used to eat that pesticides and chemicals, we become like ill. Maybe our thinking ability will change. maybe it happens in numerous of diseases. Nowadays the people are eating a number of, you can say they are eating more and more pesticide food rather than the organic food, because organic food, if they used to go to market, if they used to buy the organic food, now they used to come in a very expensive, and it charge very high amount, so not every person can afford the organic food. And like if you are using, if you are eating more and more pesticide or the chemical food, it will affect your health. Like some of the people, like they are all the time they use, they are very, you can say they are very much unhealthy, they are not live in a completely healthy in mind. So we try to use, we try, what we have to do is, we do not have to use more and more pesticide, we do not have to use more and more use of chemical. Try to use or try to grow the agriculture in the organic way. It will help the people, that the people become healthy. So these are the topic which we have covered in the first part of the video. Then in the next video we further discuss all this point. I hope you like this video. Thank you.